Nepal, a land of towering peaks, vibrant cultures, and a history that stretches back thousands of years. This multi-ethnic, multi-religious, and multilingual nation isn't just the home of Mount Everest. It's the heart of ancient stories, great empires, and groundbreaking history. Today, let's dive into the fascinating history of Nepal. Chapter 1. The Origins of Nepal. The origins of Nepal are shrouded in mystery. The word Nepal itself has many theories behind it. Some say it comes from the Tibetan words Ini meaning wool and Pal meaning the house of wool. Others trace it to the Lepcha people, who believe Nepal referred to a sacred cave. Then there's the mythological tale of Sage Na, who protected the Kathmandu Valley when it was drained from a mythical lake by the deity Manjushri. Each theory gives us a glimpse into the region's rich tapestry of cultures and beliefs. Long before written history, the Siwalik Hills in Nepal were home to prehistoric humans. Archaeological finds suggest that the Theris and Mathils were among the first to inhabit this land. The ancient Gopal and Mahispal dynasties, known as cowherds and buffalo herders, ruled for centuries before the Kirats took over around 800 BCE. The Kirat dynasty, with its 32 kings, left an indelible mark, ruling for an impressive 1,225 years. Their legacy is still celebrated by the Kirat communities in Nepal today. In the southern plains, the Sakya clan thrived, and from them arose Siddhartha Gautama, better known as Buddha. Born in Lumbini, his teachings transformed not just Nepal, but the entire world. Chapter 2. Licchavi Dynasties. The Licchavi dynasty rose to power after the Kirats, ushering in a golden age of trade, art, and architecture in the Kathmandu Valley. They built the iconic Pashupatinath temple and fostered cultural exchanges between Nepal and neighboring empires. Later, the Mala Dynasty took the reins, creating the medieval city-states of Kathmandu, Bhaktapur, and Patan. Their rule saw stunning advancements in art and architecture, much of which still stands today. Just look at the UNESCO World Heritage Sites of Durbar Square. In 879 CE, when the Thakuri dynasty rose to prominence after the fall of the Licchavi era. Under Raghvadeva, a new calendar era, the Nepal Sambat, was established. This was more than just a measure of time. It marked a new chapter in Nepal's story. Take this iconic structure, Kastamandap, built from the wood of a single tree during the reign of Ganakamadeva. It's not just a monument, it's a symbol of Nepal's architectural genius and the origin of Kathmandu's name. Ganakamadeva also introduced Indra Jatra, a festival that still enlivens the streets of Kathmandu. His successors, like Laxmikamadeva, added to Nepal's spiritual tapestry, introducing the worship of the Kumari, or living goddess, a tradition unique to Nepal. Chapter 3. The Mala Dynasty. The Mala period, beginning in the 12th century, was a golden age for Nepal. The Mallas were visionaries, not just rulers. They refined social structures, introduced land reforms, and turned the Kathmandu Valley into a hub of art, culture, and trade. One ruler, Jayasthiti Mulla, is credited with organizing the valley's society into a caste-based system, while his grandson, Yaksha Mulla, presided over a united valley. But after Yaksha's death, the valley splintered into three kingdoms, Kathmandu, Patan, and Bhaktapur. These rivalries, while politically divisive, led to a flourishing of arts and architecture as each city competed to outshine the others. And let's not forget Araneiko, the brilliant architect who brought Nepal's pagoda style to China, leaving a legacy that spread across Asia. Chapter 4. The Rise of Mithila's Influence. In the south, another dynasty, the Karnats of Mithila, was flourishing. Their kingdom, based in Simrangar, was a vibrant center of power from the late 11th century. The Karnat kings, like Nanyadev, ruled with grandeur, and their influence spread across the Terai Plains. But their story ended dramatically in 1324 CE, when the Delhi Sultanate under Ghayasuddin Tughlaq invaded, forcing King Hari Singh Dev to flee northward. This marked the end of an era, but also contributed to the cultural blending in Nepal's southern regions. Chapter 5. Unification of Nepal. As the medieval period came to an end, Nepal was fragmented. But one man, Prithvi Narayan Shah, envisioned a united Nepal. His conquest of the Kathmandu Valley in 1769 marked the beginning of a new chapter. Prithvi Narayan Shah's unification efforts weren't just about conquering land. They were about uniting Nepal's diverse ethnic, linguistic, and cultural groups under one banner, creating the foundation for the Nepal we know today. In the late 18th century, Nepal as we know it today was born. Prithvi Narayan Shah, the ambitious ruler of Gorkha, saw beyond the fragmented hill states. He envisioned a unified kingdom strong enough to resist external threats. His conquest of Kathmandu Valley in 1769 marked the dawn of the Kingdom of Nepal. But the dream of a mighty empire extended beyond the hills. The Shah dynasty expanded its reach across the Indian subcontinent, clashing with the British East India Company and even the Qing dynasty of China. In 1846, a power shift changed Nepal's destiny. The Lama Dynasty rose to power through a coup, establishing an autocratic rule that lasted over a century. Isolated from the world, Nepal became a mysterious Himalayan kingdom under their reign. The Ranas, however, maintained ties with the British, providing soldiers for the world wars and ensuring Nepal's independence during the colonial era. Despite these ties, the Ranas suppressed progress, and dissatisfaction simmered beneath the surface. Chapter 6: Revolution and Democracy. By the mid-20th century, the winds of change blew through Nepal. Inspired by the Indian independence movement, Nepalese revolutionaries sought to overthrow Rana rule. The revolution of 1951 saw King Tribhuvan flee to India, igniting a people's movement. The Ranas were dethroned, and Nepal took its first steps toward democracy. A brief constitutional monarchy emerged, but the struggle for political stability had only begun. In 1960, King Mahendra abolished democracy, introducing the panchayat system, a partyless political framework that centralized power in the monarchy. While aimed at unifying the nation, it silenced dissent and sidelined ethnic and regional identities. Under mounting pressure, King Birendra called a referendum in 1980. The panchayat system survived, but the seeds of change had already been planted. Chapter 7: Modern Nepal. The 1990s saw democracy return, but political instability led to growing discontent. In 1996, the Maoist Civil War erupted, seeking to replace the monarchy with a People's Republic. Tragedy struck in 2001 when a massacre claimed the lives of King Birendra and his family. The monarchy weakened further, and by 2006, mass protests forced King Gyanendra to relinquish power. The civil war ended with the signing of a peace agreement in 2006, and Nepal became a republic 2 years later, marking the end of a 240-year-old monarchy. In 2008, Nepal transitioned into a federal democratic republic, ushering in a new era of governance. But challenges persisted. Natural disasters, political infighting, and demands for inclusivity tested the young republic. The devastating 2015 earthquake and ethnic protests highlighted Nepal's struggles to balance development with diversity. Yet, the resilience of its people shines through every hardship. Today, Nepal stands at a crossroads. With a multi-party system and a diverse population, it is forging its identity in the modern world. This is the story of Nepal, a nation born from unity, scarred by conflict, and strengthened by hope. The journey continues, and the world watches as this Himalayan jewel carves its future. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories from history. If you enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into the fascinating history of Nepal, grab a copy of our detailed book version, link in the description. Packed with rich insights and captivating stories, it's a must-read for history enthusiasts.